You're about to see the exact Amazon PPC strategy I used to take one client from $40,000 a month to $120,000 a month while dropping their ACoS from 49% to 14% within 4 months. And it's the same strategy I just used to grow another client from $600,000 a month to over $1 million a month while bringing their ACoS down. I run an Amazon PPC agency called Market Maverick, and I've generated over $50 million in Amazon ad sales, helped over 100 brands do more than $130 million in total sales on Amazon, and managed over $20 million in ad spend pretty much across every category on Amazon. And I've seen exactly what separates the sellers who are scaling profitably from the ones whose ads are eating their margin. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy I'd use today on any product, the campaign structure most sellers get completely wrong, and the way I'd actually deploy it on a real Amazon account. The play is what I call find the gaps and fill them with a single keyword strategy. One keyword per campaign, that's it. And I know it almost sounds too simple to be the thing moving the numbers I just showed you, so let me walk you through exactly how I'd run it on a real account, top to bottom, because the strategy is only half of it. The other half is finding the right keywords and the gaps to point it at, and that's where almost everybody is leaving money on the table. The first thing I do on any account is pull up all their products and sort them by total sales. So we want the top sellers at the top of the list. And then I look at how much advertising is actually running on each one. And what I'm hunting for is the gap. The products that are selling well but are barely being advertised. Because that's a product Amazon already likes, the consumers already like, with demand already there, and nobody's really pouring fuel on it. So I take the top product and then I go keyword by keyword. And I want to know the search volume on every keyword that product could rank for. How many people are actually searching that term on Amazon? Then I pull the PPC data for those same keywords so we can see the clicks, impressions, how much they're spending, how much they're selling, the ACoS and everything. And then I put those two things side by side. So we want the search volume over here, and we want to overlay their actual PPC data on the same screen so we can see where are their keywords with a ton of search volume that they're barely getting clicks for. So that's your gap. That's the real demand, the real search volume there. That's the real opportunity for growth that you're not currently taking advantage of. The account I told you about at the start, the one that went from $40,000 a month to $120,000 a month, with the ACoS coming down from 49% to 14%, that's exactly the move that we did. We looked at their entire catalog, sorted by total sales, and then we saw how much advertising was going on each one and look for the products that are selling well already that don't have much advertising. And then drilling down into the keywords that have a good search volume that they're not really advertising for, and expanding and going to work on those keywords. And so we were able to find the keywords with real demand that the account was sleeping on, and we went and targeted them. Now, most sellers never see this gap at all, and I want to show you why, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. When most sellers look at their PPC, they're only looking at performance. Things like clicks, spend, sales, ACoS on each keyword. And that's fine as far as it goes, but they're reading all of that with no idea of how much search volume is actually out there. So they're optimizing inside the box, and they don't really know how small the box is. They have no way of knowing how many clicks they could be getting that they're missing. And so that's why it's so important to look at your PPC data in combination with your search volume so you can get an idea of what you're missing out on. So that's the first thing. The second one is structural, and it's the one that caps how big you can ever get. Take a typical account and you'll see a bunch of grouped campaigns. One campaign and a big pile of keywords in it, like 15 or 50 or 100 keywords all in one campaign. And the problem shows up the moment you try to scale. When you find a winning keyword in there, a keyword with low ACoS, and you want to scale up the budget, well, the budget actually applies to every single keyword in that campaign. And so you can't just scale that winning keyword. You have to scale all that dead weight, all those other keywords together. So you can't really isolate the single best performing keyword and pour your budget just into that one. So single keyword campaigns completely fix that. One keyword per campaign. So when one of them takes off, you scale the budget on that campaign and only that keyword gets your added budget. So your winning keywords get fed and the losers don't. That's the whole reason for the single keyword structure. So now you know what you're building and why. Let me show you how to actually build it. So this is the part where you go from having a list of keywords to having a bunch of single keyword campaigns. And you do not want to be building these one at a time inside Campaign Manager because you would lose your mind. So this is done using bulk files. It's a spreadsheet that you can create and then upload to Amazon, and it spins up all your single keyword campaigns at once. And honestly, building these bulk files from scratch is the most tedious part of the whole thing, so I'm just going to give you ours. We built a free campaign builder that builds the single keyword campaigns for you. So you put your keywords in, and then it generates the bulk file, and you just upload it to Amazon Ads Campaign Manager. And it's the exact tool that we use on our client accounts to launch these. The link is in the description. Go grab it and follow along with the rest of this. Now, if you want to find these gaps yourself before you build, you absolutely can. And let me show you how to do exactly that using the same data that I'm using. It all comes from 2 reports. So number 1, you want to go to your search query performance report. That's where you get the search volume on your keywords straight from Amazon. And then you can pull your sponsored product search term report. And what I do is build a pivot table on the customer search term. So every search term gets its own row with all of its data on it, and then add the search volume next to each one. So you take the impressions and the clicks on each term and then divide them by the search volume, and now you can see it plainly. The terms where there's a mountain of search volume and you're pulling almost no impressions or no clicks relative to the amount of search volume there is. So you can find your search query report by going to the main menu and going to brands, brand analytics, and then search analytics, search query performance. And then from here, you can use brand or ASIN view and then choose whatever time frame you might want to look at and click apply. Maybe you want to sort by search query volume, and you can see all your search queries here, all the different keywords and the exact search volume according to Amazon. So this is where we can get our search volume data. And then let me show you where to get the search term report so you can add in your PPC data on top of it. So to get your search term report, you want to come to the main menu and go to Advertising Campaign Manager. And then you want to scroll over here to Measurement and Reporting and go to Sponsored Ads Reports. And you can do Create Report. And you want to do Sponsored Products, Search Term, whatever marketplace you're in. And you want to choose the same time frame that you chose for the search query report. So if you're looking at the month of May, you would choose the month of May and click Save and click Run Report. And this will generate the search term report. So that's how you go to your search query performance report, and you can download all your search volume from that page. And that's data directly from Amazon, so we know it's true. And then what you want to do is build a pivot table on customer search terms. So every single search term gets its own row of data, and then you can bring in the search volume from the search query performance report. And now you've got all your PPC data here and your search volume data here. And you can create a column called impressions divided by search volume. And now you can see where is there a good amount of impressions that you're not currently taking advantage of. That'll be where this number is low, like 0% or 1.9%. That indicates you're getting a really low number of impressions relative to the amount of search volume that's there. So you want to take the number of impressions on each keyword and divide it by search volume for each keyword, and now you can see it plainly. The terms where there's a mountain of search volume and you're pulling almost no clicks and no impressions. Those are the keywords where you want to build single keyword campaigns for, and that's the gap in a spreadsheet. So build those campaigns, launch them, and let them spin for a bit so they can collect data, and then you optimize based on that data. Now let's dive into how to optimize. So you can make your optimizations as deep as you want, but the simple version is the one that you actually need. So what you want to do is you want to set a target ACoS for each product or for each keyword, and that number comes from the product's margin. Basically what you can afford to spend to make a sale before you're losing money. And then it's 2 moves. If a keyword's ACoS is above your target, you're spending too much for what you're getting, so you lower the bid. If a keyword's ACoS is below your target ACoS, then it's making you money, so leave the bid alone and scale the budget up. That's the loop. If you're over target, bid down. If you're under target, scale the budget up. And because every keyword is in its own campaign, scaling the budget on a winner only feeds that winner, which is the entire point of the structure we just built. So that's the whole strategy from start to finish. You sort the account by sales and find the products that are selling well but are barely being advertised, and then you line up the real search volume against the traffic those products are actually getting, and you find the gaps. And then you launch single keyword campaigns on those gaps so every keyword stands on its own. And then you scale the budgets only on the ones below your target ACoS, and you optimize the bids on the ones above your target ACoS. And so this way you're finding the volume that you're not currently touching, you put a campaign on it that you can isolate, and then you can feed only your winners. Now, one thing people ask me about is that yes, we do use a software to make this process a little easier, and I want to be straight about what it actually does. It's a daily portfolio budgets tool. So when you launch a bunch of these single keyword campaigns, it makes a lot of sense to organize them into portfolios, like one portfolio for each product. And now you've got a lot of campaigns, and so we group them into those portfolios, and then we can manage the budget of that portfolio at the portfolio level. And so the software just helps us reset those daily portfolio budgets every day. That way we can control the amount we're spending per product, and we can also decide to spend more on better days of the week and less on worst performing days of the week. And here's what that looks like. We just got one portfolio for SKU 1 with a $50 budget, one portfolio for SKU 3 with a $100 budget, or you can have a portfolio that, like SKU 2, has no budget cap, so it's just uncapped to spend as much as it wants. So all the software does is it resets these daily budgets for the portfolio each day. So today's June 18th, so this portfolio is allowed to spend $50. And then after midnight, it'll update the start date to June 19th, and it'll give it another $50. Or we can use this software to spend more on certain days of the week and less on others. So in that case, we would just give a different budget value for different days of the week. So that's how that works. And if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description, but that's an efficiency layer. It's not the thing that makes this work. If you don't have it, you can run the exact same strategy. You just manage your portfolio budgets by hand, or you skip portfolio budgets entirely and just leave them all uncapped, and you can manage your budgets at the campaign level. So the strategy is the single keyword structure and the gap that you pointed it at. The software just makes it smoother at scale. Copying a strategy is the floor. The harder question is, what is the entire shape of Amazon PPC, and what does that actually look like in 2026? Because a lot of what worked a year ago doesn't work anymore. So click this video here because I walk you through the new way to run Amazon PPC from end to end and what's actually changed underneath.